If you are looking into getting a car, let this be my PSA that Alfa Romeo is one of the worst cars you can possibly get.
So we're saying goodbye to our Wagoneer. We had some buyer's remorse after buying this thing.
I bought an Audi Q5 in 2025 and I'm fully regretting it.
Alright, so today we're going to be taking a look at some people who regret buying their vehicle. Whether you watch these videos because it helps you find out what type of cars to avoid, or just de-influencing you from getting one altogether, there are an unlimited amount of examples on social media. We have a ton of stuff to go over today, along with comments from you guys from previous videos. So if you want to be featured on a future video, leave in the comments down below, but let's just jump right into it.
If you are looking into getting a car, let this be my PSA that Alfa Romeo is one of the worst cars you can possibly get. Worst. I am speaking from personal experience. If you don't believe me, you can look it up on Reddit, you can look it up on TikTok, you can look it up on a lot of things. You can talk to people. It is a common theme that this is not a good brand to get, and there's a reason why you don't see many of them on the road. There is a fat reason why you don't see them on the road. I learned my lesson. This is your sign to not get a car because you like the way it looks, because you like the way it drives, you like the way it feels. Don't do it. Look into reliability. This brand is not known for that. So let me just get into it really quick, little backstory. I have a brand new 2024 Alfa Romeo Tonale hybrid car, right? The car I've had for less than 2 years. It has less than 12,000 miles on it. And it has gone in the shop like 5 times. And each time it's in the shop, the dealership shop, is there for at least a month. This last time that it was brought in, it's been in for over 3.5 months for recalls.
Now, I cut this video off because it was much longer. She goes over many other issues. But if you've seen the videos on this channel, you know Alfa Romeo is one to stay away from. But regardless, she still ended up purchasing because she liked the way it looked. Me watching this as an Alfa Romeo owner, somebody else says Mazda, get a Mazda. We'll have an example of that later in the video. And look into the lemon law in your state, especially if it's been in the shop for such a long period of time. I've said it before that I really like the Alfa Romeo Giulia. I think it's a very nice looking car, but I would never get one because of all the reliability issues. We got a comment from you guys here. Stop buying a vehicle for status unless you could afford it. It's just transportation. Go for reliable. And I think that's a pretty good transition into the next clip.
Today I'm getting rid of the one thing I thought made me successful. I'm sitting in it. When I drove it off the lot as a 24-year-old corporate worker, I genuinely believed I made it. At the time, all I could think about is what people would think when they saw me behind the wheel of a brand new Mercedes. And honestly, I just wanted to look like the man, and for a little while, I guess it worked, at least on the surface. But over time, I learned that you could acquire every symbol of success and still feel completely empty underneath. The car didn't change anything about who I was, and it certainly didn't make a positive impact on anyone else. It just gave me some leather seats to sit on while I was still figuring that out. So now I'm selling it.
Just yet another example of why I don't like the CLA 250. It is wildly overpriced for what it is, but because it's got that Mercedes logo, people buy it because they think they're successful if they're seen driving around in it. Going over to the comment bros calling a base Mercedes-Benz success, a base CLA 250. A CLA isn't going to give anyone a special feeling, and I'm pretty sure it's the same price as a Honda Accord. But a Honda Accord is a much better vehicle. It would also be a fully loaded Honda Accord because a CLA 250 coupe starts at $44,100 and then it just goes up from there. 46, 47. I remember an older video, the electric version was like $56,000. So yeah, I would definitely get a Honda Accord over this.
We're trading in our 2026 Toyota Sequoia. We're going to try to give you 5 reasons why.
There's more than 5.
We're 5 good ones, legitimate ones, why we don't like it. 1, the hybrid. It is absolutely horrible. It feels like the transmission's going out when the electric motors are switching between electric and gas around like 15, 20 miles an hour. Second reason is they put a smaller tank because they thought the hybrid was going to help. You still only get 15 miles a gallon, maybe 13, without beating the fire out of it. And because the tank's smaller, you're stopping more and wasting your time. Third reason, it's still the technology. Toyota's always been behind on their technology. The screen is okay. It's a little bigger, but still something you find in like a 2017 Ford F350 or something. I mean,
Don't forget that there's no remote start.
oh yeah. After you buy a $85,000, $90,000 car after taxes, you have to buy their app in order to remote start your car from anywhere, and the remote doesn't work more than like 20 foot from the car. And it doesn't even have a remote start button.
Okay, so that last issue I think is going to be more and more of a problem in the future, talking about every manufacturer, not just Toyota, but this is one where I think the prices are just getting absolutely ridiculous. If you've seen the Toyota Sequoia, they're $80,000 to $90,000, so the people purchasing them are expecting a luxury vehicle. However, at the end of the day, it's still a Toyota, it's not a Lexus. The technology isn't going to be cutting edge, at least in my opinion. I think that's a good thing, but for other people paying almost six figures, it's not great. And heading over to the comments, also CarPlay becomes a subscription. The creator responds, I didn't know that, I just canceled my subscription. There were 5. I'm not sure if Toyota has done the CarPlay subscription so far. We heard that GM was going to be doing that starting 2027. Like I say a million times, when one manufacturer does it, everybody starts to copy, and this guy was already paying for 5 different subscriptions in the first place. This to me just sounds like the grim reality of buying a car in the future.
Brand new tungsten. I put, 1,000 miles on this thing, and I'm already having so many issues with it. Tell me how the backup camera already does not work on a brand new $93,000 truck. The Uconnect system's already glitched out like 4 other times where it says service Uconnect, service Uconnect. Now I lost the backup camera. What a hunk of junk RAM is. Even if you give $25,000 off, it doesn't help. These things are just junk in general. No matter how nice you try to make these things, if this doesn't work, then guess what? That's the whole problem with these iPads. If these iPads don't work, then boom, you don't have a car that actually functions properly.
And that's my worry for all modern vehicles coming out. Yeah, he has a whole bunch of issues 1,000 miles in, the camera's not working, the screen's glitching, but this will happen to every vehicle with these screens eventually down the line. How much is that going to be to repair, if you can repair it? With the absolutely ridiculous prices now, I mean, that truck was 93 grand. It will cost so much more money to keep these same vehicles on the road.
I bought an Audi Q5 in 2025 and I'm fully regretting it. I got the late 2025 model of the Q5. It has been nothing but a nightmare. It has been horrible. I get all of these error messages and all these things, and the dealership really has no answers for me. So today my car's in the shop and they're replacing the whole computer in it, and I didn't even anticipate this. I mean, I did after I started getting the warning messages, but when you buy like a new car that's supposed to be nice, you don't expect to have these problems. So if you're another Q5 owner, you're dealing with the same issues, please let me know, because I am losing my mind. Thanks, bye.
Heading right over to the comment section, just bought a new 2025 Audi Q5 having the software issues, went back to the dealer 3 times already, and apparently Audi is working on an update that's supposed to be out summer of 2026, which is right now at the time of recording this video. However, this clip was uploaded months ago. So what does that mean? You just wouldn't be able to have it fixed for months? And hopefully they did actually have some sort of fix. Doesn't seem too luxurious to me. The next comment, I have the same car and issues. I'm going through the buyback process now. I got a Q7 and traded it in 4 months later, literally the worst. But going back to the Q5, it does depend on what trim she got, but a base model starts at $45,400 and goes up to around $66,000. That's a lot of money to have constant software issues, and the dealer doesn't even know how to fix it. Speaking of Audis, we could go over to the next clip just showing the quality of the interior. Again, I'm cutting this video off because it goes on for a lot longer. I personally don't have any issues with plastic parts like that if it's on a commuter car. If you got a Honda or a Toyota, they're not supposed to be luxurious. But when you're talking about these types of brands, the Audis, BMWs, Mercedes, that's what you're supposed to be paying the extra money for, and the quality just isn't there. Please tell me it's a joke. Sounds like a water bottle being crunched. What happened to Audi? Just another cost-cutting measure as they keep raising the prices every year. We got another comment from you guys here. My wife and I rented a BMW X5 for a week to make sure it met our needs before we bought one. Renting a car you're thinking of buying first is a lot cheaper than having buyer's remorse. If people in this video made the same choice as this comment, there would have been a ton of money saved.
So we're saying goodbye to our Wagoneer. We had some buyer's remorse after buying this thing. It left me stranded on the highway last year in 110-degree weather, and I was severely dehydrated. It was really bad. It overheated, and we haven't loved it. So what we decided to get instead, and this is what we got instead. Yes, I got a Bronco. My daughter stole my Wrangler that I had, and that was my fun car, and I had the Wagoneer.
What am I really supposed to say? Just make every bad decision in the book, and then a few weeks or a few months later go up on social media and be surprised that the car broke down. It already happened with the Wagoneer. It seems like it could have killed her, but they just move on over to the Bronco that also has a bunch of problems. And it's Ford's version of the Jeep Wrangler that they also have that yet again has a bunch of reliability issues. I mean, you really can't make this stuff up. We got another comment from you guys right here, short and sweet. The best car is one that's paid off. I agree.
I regret buying my car. So I bought this hybrid SUV a year ago when my Honda Element's transmission died. And while it is the newest and the nicest car I've ever owned, it is also the most expensive. For me, having the updated features and even the really good gas mileage that it gets is not worth the additional cost of having a car payment and way more expensive car insurance. Even when I was paying twice as much for gas in my Honda Element, it was still cheaper than this car. And don't get me wrong, this car has still been really great, especially on long road trips. I feel like it's just hard for it to feel like mine. The Honda Element had so much personality and was such a great adventure vehicle that going from that to this has been a really big shift.
And something you also have to worry about is the long-term reliability. The Ford Escape is another one that doesn't have the best reliability. I know this is a bit different of a situation because her Honda Element finally gave out. They are very reliable cars, but they also are pretty old. They haven't been in production for a while. And now you got a car payment with higher insurance that you have to deal with every single month. We got a clip up on screen. What car has been your biggest disappointment? Like you will never buy it ever again. The first one, I've had 3 Volkswagens, 2 Jettas, and 1 Tiguan, and all of them are awful, and I'll never buy a Volkswagen again. It took you buying 3 of them to realize it was bad? That seems like a ton of money down the drain. The next one just saying Jeep is the correct answer. 2025 Hyundai Tucson, it's been in the shop twice. Nissan Rogue, the worst car I've ever owned. The Toyota Grand Highlander, was expecting luxury but got a tactical, hard, industrial vehicle instead. I traded it for a Lexus TX and I'm very happy I did. Why did you think a Toyota would be super luxurious? That's the entire reason why Lexus exists. Was there absolutely no research done? You probably could have realized it 10 seconds into driving the car as well that the interior wasn't super fancy. I really just don't understand. I had a Kia Forte with 60,000 miles on it and had engine issues. Now I work in car sales and near every used Kia has issues. Had a 2022 go into limp mode with only 20,000 miles on it. We put a lady in a loaner while it went in for a Kia warranted engine fix. Took them a month just to approve the replacement. Bad cars and they will try to deny claims. Another person saying anything Nissan, never again. A BMW was horrific, a 2020 Kia Telluride. We trusted the raving reviews from magazines. Beautiful car but never again. After 5 months it left me stranded on the road 3 times, something that my 2002 Toyota Highlander has never done in its 250,000 miles. Another one saying the Ford Bronco, we just went over that. My 2022 Jeep Grand Cherokee, 17,000 miles. Jeep won't buy it back with an active recall, but can't even drive it. Then probably my Chevy Malibu. Another person right after that saying Jeep. Anything Dodge, the Chevy Traverse, the Ford Explorer. It just went on and on.
What is one bad financial decision that you regret making in life?
Damn, when I was like 17 years old, this guy, he was like, yo, bro, I see you making money and shit. You should finance a car. Financing a car is the worst you can ever do unless you can pay for it in cash.
Why you say that?
Because, bro, nobody wants to pay a $700 to $800 car payment. Plus, you got insurance. That's basically a rack for a car.
You're paying $1,000 for a car a month?
Yeah, I was paying way above that.
Is that a really cool car?
It was a nice car, bro.
What was it?
A little M2, you know what I'm saying?
Oh, you had an M2?
Yeah, I had an M2, yeah.
Still have it?
No, I crashed that shit. I'm a young guy driving an M2, trying to get this shit. Oh, hell no. Yeah. I crashed that shit. But that's probably the worst thing you could probably do. 100%.
Well, you had like a high APR on it?
it was like over 20%.
Damn, 20%
I
is
didn't
crazy.
know that. I didn't know that.
We could just go straight over to the comment section because this is a funny one. I disagree. Financing a car could help you build your credit if you do it wisely. It helped me going from 650 to 900. The first reply says a 900 credit score doesn't exist. 850 is the highest. Stop BSing. What was the point of posting that original comment? People are so odd online.
When I got my Range Rover, so many people shit on it, and they were like, oh, be best friends with the mechanic, and like, good luck with that car, always being in the shop. And I was like, whatever, this is my dream car, I want it. Well, those people, congratulations, because she has been a pain in my for the last 2.5 years, and we are driving her down to a new state that we're moving to, and she decided to break down last night, so we've been in the middle of nowhere.
It's funny to me with the amount of time that people spend on social media every single day, those same people still don't learn from others' mistakes. There's an incredible amount of examples showing you that Land Rovers aren't great vehicles. She had people in her personal life telling her not to get it, and she still bought it.
Do you ever think you really, really want something and you go ahead and get it, and then you regret getting it? That is me.
Now that Land Rover, just from the interior, did look a bit older, so you'd most likely run into a ton of problems, but we got more up on screen saying goodbye to my most toxic relationship. Same exact brand, another Land Rover. She doesn't know yet, but this is going to be the worst car she's ever owned, being a Genesis. Purchased my car 3 weeks ago, now the transmission's slipping, and I'm stuck with a $26,000 loan. Thank you, Nissan, the 4th time this car is getting towed. Oh man. My biggest regret is financing a brand new car and it being a Kia. Getting mine off of Carvana, 32,000 miles, $250 a month, I'm broke. I definitely would not trust getting a Kia off of Carvana, no matter how cheap it is. That's why I lease. I get bored easily. Just leased a 2026 CRV for $325 a month. And then those same people will turn around and complain that they live paycheck to paycheck. POV, your hubby got a new truck and you could see the buyer's remorse in his eye while he's ringing the bell at a dealership. That is never a good sign. Me, when they all clapped for me when I bought my 2024 Alfa Romeo at 20. The next comment saying she won't fully show it, but for some reason it's a Jeep Gladiator. Oh man, this is why this car is worth 4.1k a month. And the entire video is just showing the exhaust, but it really doesn't sound that great along with the insane price. But we'll get a little bit more context in the description. Everyone hating in the comments must not understand that you choose your term length. Not everyone finances for 72 months, which I do understand, and that's why it's $4,000 a month for this thing. But regardless, it's a lot of money. He's also plugging his YouTube channel, and he's a full-time day trader apparently. Kind of just sounds like a course seller to me. Going over to the comments, can you record without the air compressor on? He replies it's just the engine. It sounds like a data center. And doing a little bit more digging, I found out that this was a GLA 53. That's not the top of the line when it comes to this SUV. You get the 63, but still it costs over $4,000 a month.
Let me de-influence you from buying your dream car. I bought this car that you're seeing up here 2 years ago. The car down payment came out to $78,830. I actually ended up buying it cash. I had it wrapped, I painted the wheels and tinted the windows. That all came out to $5,000. But let's get into the monthly expenses. Gas was $150 a month. I actually ended up not really driving it even that much. Insurance was $287 a month. Maintenance was $225 a month. And I was parking in the city at the time, so that came out to $150 a month. Now into the things you probably didn't even think about. Depreciation, meaning how much my car went down in value in the 22 months I owned it, was $15,830, which comes out to $719 a month, which is insane considering that's just how much my car lost every single month. I had to get a new tire because I ran over a nail and went into the side. That was $459 a month. And I'm probably missing a few other things like car washes and random maintenance, but that brings my total of owning the car to $1,531 a month. Mind you, that's without a car payment.
So this is an example of somebody who did get the GLA 63, but yet again, heading over to the comments, the GLE 63 was your dream car? And the creator responds, yeah. The term dream car now just means anything that you think is cool. I don't think too many kids have posters up in their room for a GLE 63, and I can guarantee you when the new model year comes out with a facelift or more power, that then becomes the dream car. Someone else saying, it's a toy, not an investment. You didn't drive it, meaning you didn't need it. And he responds, I knew it was a toy, just really wasn't that fun, I guess. But regardless, a very costly decision.
I've had my Volvo XC40 for probably over a year now and I'm over it.
I'm over it. I'm over it. Before all the girls that are like, oh my God, Volvo's like the it girl car. Okay. I get it. She's so cute. She's great. She's not functional. I don't care. She is not functional to me. Get me wrong. Volvos are cute. They're safe. They're durable. They have a lot of safety sensors that sometimes make me crash out. But I don't think I want this car anymore. Spit some problems I have with this car off my head. Starting off every morning, I live in Texas, right? It's hot as frick. Every morning I get in my car. There's no buttons in this car. There's not enough buttons in this car. Let me show you. So this is your screen, right? Mind you, since I got this car, it has updated, and I don't like how the new update looks. Okay, it looks see, it lags. That's the first problem. Every morning I get in my car, try to cut my air on, and the first time I touch this button, it just goes away. What happened to the simple joy of getting in? Boom. Oh. Just being able to boom, crank your air conditioning up. Now it's like, okay, I'm like tapping the screen and it's not registering that my finger's tapping it. So I'm just sitting here hot, the air's not going, I'm crashing out, right? I'm praying for patience, yet I'm crashing out.
Volvo is one of them that has put a ton of money into influencer marketing. I see sponsored posts left and right, exactly what she said. This is the new it girl car. This is a great mom car. And whether you like it or not, those types of posts do influence people. And that could turn into buyer's remorse down the road. I genuinely never understood the appeal to the XC40. It's so ugly. I also agree with that. It's not a nice looking SUV, but we could just move on to the next clip.
Okay, if you know me, you know how awful my Mazda is. You know, it's literally the worst one on the lot that I got. Just the most problematic car ever. I just paid $500 to get it fixed, and it's still broken. They didn't actually fix anything. This entire thing doesn't leave this screen. Bluetooth doesn't work, nor does Apple Play. $500. They said it's fixed.
Now, this is one of the brands, at least over the past couple years, people have been saying have gotten a lot better. It's a little iffy right now with the brand new models because the CX-5 just looks like all of the other modern interiors now. But even in this clip, it's a previous generation, she's having a bunch of problems. There are people in the comments saying I've had a CX-5 and it's also my second, first one in 2018, and now 2023, zero issues. Someone else saying I love my Mazda, had a Mazda 3, never had any issues. But no matter what brand you're talking about now, the incredible advancement of technology and the complicated electronics means that this kind of stuff is going to happen to some people no matter what.
What is one bad financial decision that you're making in life?
Dude, finance a car when you're young, it's a bad move and I wouldn't make it if I were you.
What kind of car did you get?
Got a 2016 Cadillac CTS.
Why'd you get that one?
It was a cool car, it's fast, it was affordable too, but at the same time, I wouldn't recommend finance a car under any circumstance if you're under like 21 years old.
What was your monthly payment looking like?
I think the payment, it wasn't even that bad. It was like maybe $250 a month, but the insurance on top is like another $250. And so after like 5-6 years, it adds up and it drains your bank account.
Yeah, that's not bad. It's like $500 a month.
Yeah, but even still, when you're young, you don't know what's gonna happen. You don't know if you're gonna get kicked out of your parents, and you're gonna have to.
That happened to you?
No, but my pop started charging me rent, so I was like, I couldn't really afford the car anymore. It's like, man, what am I gonna do?
Me, who just financed a BMW X5 for 84 months at $630 a month. I'm 19. Another person just saying, go get that car, trust. And if you do that, you could be in one of my videos in the future. $500 a month for 80 months. I mean, this is just brutal. But I think we'll end off this video with this insane clip.
So I just saw this TikTok, right, where this guy was basically saying, I just bought my dream car because I'm never going to be young again with my dream car. And I was thinking, okay, yeah, that makes sense. As long as you can afford it, I don't see a problem with that. But then he goes on to explain his financial decision. I don't know why he did that, but he does. So he starts off by saying his car payment, I think, is like $1,500 a month. I was like, wow, that is a lot of money. But if you can afford it, that's not a problem, right? He then goes to explain that he makes $3,000 a month. And I was like, okay, that's pretty horrid. That's not even including your insurance, buddy. What are we doing? And then he goes on to say that he is also $4,000 in debt on his credit cards. Okay, can't get any worse. Then he ends it off by saying, don't worry, I'm saving up for an Audi R8 next.
You could say it all you want, I don't think that's going to become a reality. But we got one of the comments that we've heard so many times on this channel before. This planet has like 15 years left. Get the car. People have been saying we're near end time since the beginning of time. And if you have that type of mentality with your spending and your choices, you will probably never get ahead financially. But that's all I got for you guys today. Let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. YouTube thinks you'll like this video popping up on screen right now. But hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please leave a like, and I'll talk to you guys later.